songs aren't even worth a fucking penny. So on December 31st, I'll be pulling all my songs, 'cause y'all have taught me I'm worth more than fucking pennies. Spotify won't pay me anymore. Said my songs aren't even worth a fucking penny. So on December 31st, I'll be pulling all my songs, 'cause we know my songs are worth more than fucking pennies. Worth more than pennies. Yeah, so that's a thing. Unfortunately, Spotify announced a couple weeks ago that songs that don't hit a new threshold every year, and they did release it, will not get streamed or will not get paid. It's funny for me, again, I'm going to be a smart ass because I'm pissed and I hate that I'm pissed, but it is what it is. It's funny to me, my songs aren't worth getting paid for me, but they can run ads on them. And for me, I've been doing this for a while. So my first project, Daniel in Stereo, or my first professional project, Daniel in Stereo, has an album that I went out to Nashville to record. And I'm really proud of it. That album has gotten close to, between that and a cover I put out last year, that has gotten 70,000 streams. That may not be a lot to a lot of people, but I've worked for every single one of those streams, and I'm fucking proud of that shit. And so knowing that, I found out when I went and I did the research to look at which of those songs on that catalog would be the most affected. Only under the new Spotify rules, only 2 of my songs would qualify to get monetized. You're hearing that right. When of my songs that have hit 70 of the songs that in my catalog that have amassed close to 70,000 streams, starting next year, only 2 of my songs will qualify to get paid under the new Spotify rules. And that's not touching my new catalog. I was fortunate enough to be able to find funding last year to be able to put out a new album. And I was able to put it out in May. Went through a lot making the album and had to push through to be able to get to the other end of it. And so proud of the album, proud of what came out of it. And it's gotten close to 5,000 streams since May. For me, again, I'm always proud of what I've done because I work multiple jobs. I don't have a major label or anyone else funding my dreams. I have to go out and I have to find the funding myself. And so it makes it more, it makes it worth more to me because I know what I've had to go through to make these songs and to be able to share this art with you. And so for a company to decide that, hey, you're going to do all that work and you're not going to get paid, but we'll run ads on your music. So think about that. 5,000 streams on an album and I'm not worth getting paid for all of those? Under what new, like your platform doesn't exist without music, right? You started because of music. Now I'm smaller. And so even with the new payout, even with the current payout rules, the way it works on Spotify is even if my audience, they say they might stream just my music, I'm still going to get the lowest pay on Spotify's, the way that they handle streaming because they reserve the majority of the payouts for your Taylor Swifts, your Drakes, your Kendrick Lamar's, your 50 Cents, which again, big artists, no shame, no problem with that. But we shouldn't be getting paid off a poll. We should be getting paid off of the people listening to us. And so for me, again, I've been put in this unfortunate position where now I have to make the decision of how much do I value my art? And for me, what does my art mean to me? And knowing being a solo artist, how hard it is to come across funding. I've had mentors along this journey that have kept me and they've encouraged me to keep doing music. that have also taught me the value of small wins. Small wins are how you get to the big wins, because the small wins are what help you build that momentum. And so when companies like Spotify and that are owned by major labels come and they kind of come for the small guy and the independent guy, they know what they're doing, because currently in the music space, the independent music market has increased. And so major labels are no longer able to kind of strong arm artists because of social media and because of all of this stuff in assigning really terrible deals where they own our likeness in perpetuity. And so that's stuff that for me, I'm vehemently against. And I don't see myself ever being a major label artist unless they ever decided to become more equitable. And I understand they have their reasons, but I don't have to agree with their reasons. And I also know I'm not on their radar. So that's why they have no problem squashing the little guy, because they understand that the best way for them to win is to crush us and make sure that we just fall and play dead. And so for me, I'm not willing to do that. I'm taking my music, I'm taking ownership over my music. And so on December 31st, I'm moving my stuff off Spotify, all of it. The Daniel in Stereo catalog, all of it's going to be gone off Spotify. The Daniel Noel catalog is going to be gone off Spotify, but you will still be able to find it. You will be able to find it on all the other platforms. I encourage you guys to find my music on YouTube. Between now and the end of December, we will be putting together like a proper visualizer for every single one of the songs that are on the album. Please go stream it on YouTube, because YouTube allows me to get closer to monetization. And I do plan on shooting more videos and doing kind of more one-on-one stuff where I love being able to share the art and the process of making the music. And so because I was documenting the whole process, I've got all the behind the scenes and I can open all my sessions because I do work in Logic and I've been doing this for long enough. And so that's going to be stuff that I'm working towards. It's easier for me to justify making the move to YouTube because YouTube allows me to be a full-on creative in the way that I've been in the way that I'm just wired. And so I love creating video. I love, like, a lot of my friends are videographers. My brother's a director, and I've got one of my closest friends, Silas, is a phenomenal cinematographer, and I get to hang out with him and we learn and we talk about music, we talk about art, and all of my art is always intersecting. And so for me, I want to be like, YouTube allows me the opportunity to be able to figure out ways to creatively tell stories to where, okay, I can actually earn far more off of similar travel in terms of views and all of that on YouTube than I would on a Spotify or even an Apple Music, because with me having an expertise in music and even and videography, that's more areas that I can lean into, that I can partner with different companies that actually care about independent artists that want successful partnerships. And so please, if all of y'all, if every single one of y'all went and subscribed to the Daniel Noel Music or Daniel Noel YouTube, we would hit the benchmark you need, at least on the subscriber count, and then we would just work on the views. And the views would be easy to get because you guys love, I appreciate the love that you've given my music and the love that you've given my craft. By you continuing to stream it on YouTube, you actually get me closer to being able to be monetized, and where I don't have to hit new dumb thresholds that, okay, cool, right now it's this number, right? But when they start doing stuff like that and they don't face backlash, the odds are they're going to keep doing that, and they're going to keep pushing it for all of us to not be able to make a living off of it because they're really looking out for the major label artist. And so I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. I know this is a more long-winded video. It's just a super important one because we are facing some really shitty things. I'm sorry to use such language, but it's kind of, unfortunately, it's such a shitty situation where a company that rose to notoriety off of music is now punishing musicians and artists so that they can keep all the profits, which is just major business for you, right? Like let's talk about biting the hand that feeds you. That's kind of what Spotify is doing. And so I'm moving my stuff off on December 31st. And I know that I'm going to be losing out on some people that I appreciate the journey. For those of you that are like, hey, we can't follow you, no problem. I respect your decision. No harm, no foul. I appreciate the support you gave me. I really, really do appreciate it. However, I do hope that you continue to join me and you continue to you join me for this next chapter. Thanks again. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Spotify won't pay me anymore. Said my songs aren't even worth the fucking penny. So on December 31st, I'll be pulling on my songs. Cause we know I'm worth more than fucking pennies. Spotify won't pay me anymore. Said my song's not even worth the fucking penny. So on December 31st, I'll be pulling on my song. Cause we know I'm worth more than fucking pennies.